Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about be, have and do verbs and its question tag. Now, what are these be, have and do verbs? If you want to learn more about it, I've made a completely different video altogether where I've been explaining everything in detail. So I've given the link at the top. Do go and check out. And to talk about me, I'm your English trainer, Yogeswari Sugumaran. I've been training people for almost 7 years by now. I've collected all the knowledge that I've gathered through my experience and I've put it here in the video for you to learn and speak fluently. Now, let's quickly get back to the video. What are question tags? A question tag is something which is added to a statement or a request or an order to create a confirmation from the other person. Example, imagine that you are telling a statement to someone, and if you wanted a confirmation from the other person, is it yes or no? So you add a question tag at the end to get the confirmation from the other person. Let's see some example. You like ice cream, don't you? Now, why am I using don't you here? Let's see this. First of all, rule number 1. Subject, pronoun and auxiliary verb are used from the sentence to frame the question tag. Okay, so let me show it with some example. You like ice cream, don't you? The same sentence. And how are we using don't here and where am I deriving that? Number 1 is you plus do plus like gives you like ice cream. Why is that? Whenever we have a main verb or a do verb or a have verb, and if you wanted to change that sentence into a negative sentence or a question sentence or a question tag, you need the help of do verb there. Otherwise, you cannot make a negative or a question out of it. Main verb or do verb or have verb will not take negative all by its own. You need the help of do verb. And that's why we got you. Do plus like gives you don't you. Okay, so here all we need to do is whenever we have a main verb here, you have to understand that it is do plus like, do plus speak, do plus walk. Okay, and this do is getting converted into the don't you. Now, why it is don't you? We'll get that in the rule number 2. Okay, let me clear all my drawings and move to rule number 2. Rule number 2 is affirmative sentence has negative question tag. Okay, so affirmative sentences here it is have. Affirmative sentences have negative question tag. Now let's see some example. Number 1, she is an Indian, isn't she? Now if you take this as an affirmative sentence, okay, she is an Indian. This is an affirmative sentence, which is a positive sentence, and positive sentence always takes negative question tag. She isn't, is, it is, she is an Indian, isn't she? Okay, now moving to the second example, which is you had lunch, hadn't you? Same positive sentence, negative question tag. Okay, now let me clear all the drawing and then let's move to rule number 2. Negative sentence has positive question tag. Now let's see some example. She is not an Indian, is she? Now is the positive question tag. You did not have lunch, did you? Okay, now negative sentence takes positive question tag, positive sentence take negative question tag. Rule number 3, question tag is preceded by a comma. Example, she is an Indian. Now if you see, the comma is after the positive clause or the negative clause before the tag question. Okay, so she is an Indian, comma, isn't she? Rule number 4, end with a question mark. Now let's see, where is the question mark? She is an Indian, isn't she? The question mark comes at the end. Now, having learned all the rules, let's see some example. First one, He can't read this book, can he? Now, I have given 20 set of sentences. The same 20 set of sentences, you will have it in the positive format as well as the negative sentence. So I've given both so that you can understand the difference. You can change from the positive to negative very easily. It is so simple. All you need to do is just observe and follow the rule. Okay. Now let's see some more examples. Second one. You are not Sam, are you? You do not like pyjamas, do you? We can't get the upgradation, can we? Life is not hard, is it? He wasn't angry, was he? She isn't very busy, is she? You weren't with him, were you? You did not like the drink, did you? He has not studied this chapter, has he? You have met Lily, haven't you? She had spoken to him about the relocation, hadn't she? You will come with us, won't you? You could sleep in the couch, couldn't you? They must repay us, mustn't they? They should be polite, shouldn't they? You would like a new car, wouldn't you? You speak Spanish, don't you? She cooks delicious food, doesn't she? They slept late night, didn't they? Now let's see some negative question tags. He can read this book, can't he? You are Sam, aren't you? You like pyjamas, don't you? We can get the upgradation, can't we? Life is hard, isn't it? He was angry, wasn't he? She is very busy, isn't she? You were with him, weren't you? You did like the drink, didn't you? He has studied this chapter, hasn't he? You haven't met Lily, have you? She hadn't spoken to him about the relocation, had she? You will not come with us, will you? You couldn't sleep in the couch, could you? They mustn't repay us, must they? They shouldn't be rude, should they? You wouldn't like to be questioned, would you? You do not speak Spanish, do you? You do not speak Spanish or you don't speak Spanish, both are same, it's just the contracted format. She does not cook Chinese, does she? They did not sleep late, did they? Now let's see some exceptions, okay? Now whenever we have I and am, we will not make it into am I as a question tag, rather we will make it into aren't I, okay? I am, aren't I? Let's see some example. I am late, aren't I? Whenever it is let us, that gets the question tag of shall we. Let us play now, shall we? Now, whenever you have imperatives, okay, that will have the question tag of will, would, could, along with the personal pronoun. It can be you, they, he, she, it, no matter what. Okay, let's see some example. Pass the ball, will you? Now, these three are the exceptions. I have fourth one as well, but make sure you are very careful whenever you use this. These are the places people tend to make mistake. So I am giving this so that you don't make any mistake after watching this video. Okay, so let's go to the fourth exception. Whenever we have negative words such as no, never, hardly, nobody, little, which stand for the negative verb, it always take positive tag. Okay, so let's see some example. He is never late, is he? He hardly reaches on time, does he? Nobody is perfect, do they? Okay, so these are some exceptions I have, and I believe that you learned everything about question tag. Let's move to the worksheet right now. I have some sentence for you. Example, I have seen you before. Do type it in the chat. What can be the answer for all of these things, and you can also get these exercise sheet along with all the notes that I have given in a PDF format. All you need to do is just check out in the description box, you will get it over there. You can just fill a form and get that. Also, you have link to join my community, where I'll be having a weekly call to clarify all your doubts. I'll be meeting you, I'll be talking with you, I'll be clarifying all your questions, doubts that you have in your mind regarding English. Okay, so do check out the exercise. I have some great sentences for you. Do write your answers. You can actually give your answers in the PDF, or you can also give your answers in the chat box. Okay, until I meet you the next time, bye bye, have a great time.